All right. All right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday and welcome. Come on in. Come on in and have a seat. This is Relationship Recap. And of course, you guys know what it is. We're talking all about Ready to Love Part 2, the reunion. One half of the discussion is myself, Christal XO. And of course, here, the other half of the discussion is Scorpio Mo.
Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, Christal.
Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Happy
I see
Friday.
y'all in the chat looking all good. Okay.
The chat is here and we are here. They are here on time. Edna is here on time. I love it.
Okay, I see.
Blessed young treasure. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. You guys come on in. I feel like there's an order of business that we need to attend to first before we start today's conversation. Just like we did last week, I'm going to put up this disclaimer that says viewer discretion notice. This podcast features unfiltered commentary, candid analysis, and perspectives that may be uncomfortable for some audiences. If you are sensitive or easily offended, you are respectfully advised to exit the broadcast now. Cast members of Ready to Love are likewise advised that part 2 of the reunion will be discussed with honesty and critique. And if that level of commentary feels uncomfortable, we fully respect your choice not to watch. And we just want to take this moment to avail you to leave if you need to. I would like to renew this announcement throughout the evening for any new cast members that come in and don't get a chance to see that. We are allowing you to relieve yourself if it's going to be a problem. Yeah.
Go there.
Yeah. No, nothing happened. It just was a lot. This season has been interesting, Rosie, because a lot of cast members have been upset at how they feel they were depicted. And we just want to say that, hey, that's got nothing to do with us. We don't want to hear it.
They are fighting in the chat amongst themselves.
They are fighting in the chat and on some of the posts, the video posts.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yes, the video posts. And every season, people say that the edit was wrong, and every season, the edit is not necessarily as wrong as one would imagine. Before we get into tonight's conversation, I thought it was quite interesting that on the day of the part 2 of the reunion, that it was announced that Joy and Clifton are divorcing. And Joy and Clifton were the only couple that were married, actually that were married, that picked each other on the show.
Yeah, the announcement is kind of suspect. Well, I get it. They wanted to be here to make the announcement and to get the word out because they know everybody will be watching the reunion.
Well, probably. But from what I've heard, from what some little birdies have shared with me, that marriage had been over for a while.
Right.
And there were signs of people, looking elsewhere in the marriage. That's just allegedly, but I have to share what I've heard. Also, we do know that Joy works on a ship. She's a singer, and my daughter DJs on the ship, and she's gone for 8 months at a time. So during that 8 months, she also only has access to. They don't always have access because you're on a ship. So it'd be very difficult. And what I've heard is that there's been a lot of, Clifton may have been off his leash a few times or perpetually. Also, I do want to say, and then yes, Clifton filed the divorce, that is strange to me, that he would be the one to file. I do want to say that there is a couple that is together. I believe it's Sabrina and Walter that are together, and they are from DC, but they didn't leave the show together, but they did just recently get married. And I do hope their marriage lasts. I just feel like hearing that Joy and Clifton are divorced. We learned last month that Cornelius and Camille were never really married. They just faked us all out on the premiere episode of Ready to Love Philly. So just seemed like a strange way to start tonight's broadcast. You guys want to see, did someone ask for pics of Joy and Clifton? Is that what people are asking for? Sabrina and Walter were from different seasons, but I'm saying I just feel like this shows us that maybe nobody is ready to love. Nobody on this show is ready to love. Definitely no one in Detroit was ready to love. What were your thoughts just before we get into everything about part 2 of the reunion?
I like it.
You like part 2?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as juicy as part 1. I still like it.
Yeah, okay. I think that, you know what, I feel like a lot of things that we said or that we talked about, I feel vindicated. If you guys remember, well, you know, we watched part 1 and we saw that Nicole was part 1. And Nicole followed up again in part 2 with even more. But before we get on Nicole, I do want to talk about, we ended part 1 with Dominique and Bellow. And I just want to say, well, first of all, hold on. Let me post this picture so we can move on. This is Joy and Clifton for anyone that does not know. Joy and Clifton, and this is actually their cast photo picture. And this dress that Joy had on, this green dress, I remember Clifton kept talking about how, you know, dope she looked in this dress. She's very pretty. Clifton is very attractive. And yeah, but they are no more. So they were not ready to love. But back to Bellow and how he responded to Dominique's accusations. I just want to say I shared with people from the very beginning that I did not think that Dominique could be serious about any of these men on this show. I said it's because she had been with 2 professional football players. And that means I don't think that she was really serious about anybody on this show. But even when Bellow did present himself, you know, to be somebody that was into her and that he may have, oh my goodness, where's the juice? That is I'm gonna have to post that just because that is crazy. Yeah, so Dominique, used to a certain lifestyle, definitely, you know, from the way she presented herself, she was still a part of that lifestyle. She likes clothes and, you know, all the material things. And Bellow, that's one of the reasons I felt like Bellow was, you know, saying that he would be able to kind of offering, right? So he talked to her in that way, said that he could help her find some place for her fly closet, da. Well, we hear Dominique said that he was not standing on business. He didn't have the ability to provide the way he made it seem. He said that was not necessarily true. And then he said that, you know, I took Dominique and her daughters out and it was $600 for dinner every time. And I was like, you know what did you expect? What did you expect? What do you guys think about, what do y'all think that is happening with the ball player? And these daughters are his, right? The daughters are the children of the professional ball player. So everybody in that house is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And I don't think Dominique tries to, you know, she's very honest and open about who she is. He said that he was paying bills and taking her to dinner. I can't imagine he was paying bills in that short a period of time. But what I do think is that Dominique expected you to stand up and, you know, if you want to be here, then prove you can be here. And our good friend Bellow was not able to be here. But I just want to say before Mo takes this over, I said it and I say it again. Women are telling you people that they don't need the money. They're saying that they're okay with a different lifestyle, but it's really not true. We do not get over the lifestyle, and we are unable to go back. And so Bellow was, full of it, because his answer, what he told in his confession about why he wasn't into her, he said it was because she couldn't have children, which they talked about in a scene before. We had a full conversation about it, and the fact that her father was not in agreement with him being a Muslim, which we saw before they did the finale, right? So that conversation had already happened. So his reasons didn't make any sense at all. It was a contradicting of what happened at the finale. So to me, I call BS. And I'm going to keep telling people, women that are used to a certain thing are not going back. I don't care what they say in a moment of weakness. Dominique said she would have been cool, but the reality is people do not go back. Women don't go backwards. Mo, I'll let you have the floor.
Well, some of them gonna have to go backwards because they ain't going. Some of them can't go forward neither. So let's get that out the way. And there's a few that you and I even talked about yesterday.
We did.
Let's see if that lady goes forward.
She may have cashed out. She may have her window is closed.
Yeah. That. And there we have it. Okay. So here's where Bellow really plays itself, right? Well, I'm gonna go back even further than that. I said Coming to America.
Yes. Hakeem.
I mean,
so is Royal Oaks.
His family, he talked to his family, he held counsel with his family, and I don't know what this lady is, the wife is, so I don't want to assume, and I don't even know if the wife is the girlfriend, but let's just assume that's what that was, right?
I would hope.
Son, figure it out for a year. This is the woman we've chosen for you. Mm-hmm. We love her. We know her family, blah, 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 blah. That's what I think this was. Mm-hmm. I think he tried to go against it. He's Americanized, maybe. That's why he's doing the strong thing now, the African stuff now.
Yeah.
He's back in the African mode. and he's
opposed to this.
And he's a slippery, slick dude, because even in his explanation, and he's still he's phrasing things a certain way. If we peel back the onion, he's a very good. He should run for office for something.
Yeah.
Because but at the same time, he didn't get any new news. That bill was a little shocking. He said 3 times a week they requested to eat 3 times a week, 300. Hey. 1,800 a week on going out. Now I don't know what happened to her oxtails.
Touche.
I do think that everybody says after the fact. Well, all you had to do was tell me, and it was no. That never happens in real time. Everybody uses that after the fact, right? Well, all you had to do was, that's not all he had to do. All he had to do was leave you alone. But she had to pick as well. Did she give it a shot? Yes. I don't know if it was 100, all the way, but she went through the process. He did too. It didn't work. Do I believe her? He hid the number and blocked it. Yes. She should have showed it or did something, blurted out. I believe her.
Well, she said he blocked the girlfriend from her Instagram page.
Right. And I believe him. Why else would you know?
She also said that his mother, he said that his mother was very close to the girl. And that probably is the girl that he's married to.
Yeah. It makes sense to me. Bellow's shorter than I thought he was too. I wanted to say that.
Well, we got a clue when they said the only dude that was really tall enough to date Lauren was Vince.
Well, I thought all at least kind of tall, but when he was stood next to the guys backstage, they were towering over him. I know. Yeah, oh, man, listen, mouth shut and never gave her nothing. Did like old boy did in the reunion. I think it was the reunion I came in on, my first time at the rodeo doing this. He didn't say nothing. He didn't give him nothing. No, it was the guy in Louisiana, New Orleans. Remember when they did the people from the other show? They was on the one.
Oh, make a move.
Yeah. Don't say nothing. Let people give you the benefit of the doubt. If you don't say, he says something, it's over.
Yeah.
He sounds believable a little bit, like her expectations, but it is what it is. You didn't have to go. You saw what this lady, or said what this lady, she said what she was accustomed. It doesn't mean you have to keep it up.
I mean, I think men are gonna feel like that, and that because they know what it is. And I also think that men sometimes it's an ego stroke to be able to do it, right? Because like what he said with Christina, when he came on here, he was like, I have no problem. You know, he made it clear that Christina is going to want certain thing, and I'm okay with providing that thing. And he even doubled down on that at the reunion in part 1. He said that, you know, she is, you know, that's one of her love languages, and a man has no problem providing. You know, some men have no problem providing. So
he probably didn't mind if it was her 3 times a week, but you bring some other people to the rodeo.
Well, actually, even her 3 times a week was probably gonna be a little bit.
That might be 600 altogether, 3 times, 200 each time. But then you add 2 more. Come on now.
And actually, I think about that. So if you take 4 or 5 people to dinner, that is probably about right. Like, you know, if you guys are balling out, you know, having a nice day, 125 per person.
He had mentioned going through struggles before. So are you doing that now, or that's what the other? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're separated from these brothers. Is that your lifestyle now, or do you want me to pick up where he left off? Because if there's a gap in between, I want to maintain what you were doing, not what they were doing.
That's true. That's true.
That's all I'm saying.
That is true. I just think that to go out and say that the reason that things didn't, once the layers were pulled back off the onion, that part he could have kept. I do want to say I give him credit for not speaking badly about her. There are some guys that are petty and try to get back, and I'll say that about not just Bellow, but
all the guys on
all the guys this season, even the ones that were on the BS, which I think, you know, quite a few of them were. I think we know who those were. But they didn't really say anything bad about the girls, even though their own story. I mean, Vince, look,
even though the ladies did.
Right, the ladies did, and that usually happens. But I do think that it was edited a lot. Part 2, you could tell it was really a lot of like jumping around. It didn't really make a lot of sense in certain situations. But we're gonna go on what we had. I do think that Bellow should have said a little bit more. I don't understand why we didn't hear about why didn't Tommy ask him about the situation with Lauren and Dom? Because I feel like we needed some clarity from Bellow on Lauren and Dom, because
that would have been up to Lauren though, right?
Nah, I would have liked Tommy to ask him about that, because that was a big part of that storyline. What was going between these 2 women, and you know,
and then you get him to rebuttal, say whatever. You don't think you asked her first?
No, I would have asked him, because for me, now maybe you would have asked him, right?
You'd be asking him though.
I would be asking him, how did he feel? Because Lauren kept asking him, making it seem as though he was telling her something different. According to Lauren, everybody told her something different.
Right.
You know, damn near, except for Darius. But I mean, so I would have that scene with Lauren asking him for clarity and him saying that's why you're here. I would have liked to see Tommy ask him, how did he feel about the fact that Lauren and Dominique kept having to have these conversations. It happened in the women's lounge. It happened again. It was an uncomfortable situation at the staycation, and then again at the dinner. I would have liked to hear Bellow talk about that. All we heard was why he and Lauren didn't talk. He and Dominique didn't work. Every season, just like the season that we had with Clifton and Joy and Tequila, I think Tequila or something, her was her name. Tommy asked him about the situation with the two women, and he had to kind of explain that. So I would have liked to have heard Bellow's response on how he felt. When did he know, who was the top, who was always the top or not?
In that situation you were just describing, was that did somebody pick someone at the end?
Dakia. It was just like this.
Okay.
Clifton and Joy were locked in from the beginning, from what we saw, right? Dakia felt like she was an option, right? And she kind of felt like, I guess Clifton wasn't telling people what they were talking about behind closed doors. But at the end, Clifton said yes, and he apologized to Dakia for kind of dragging it out. So if what Lauren is saying is true, because Lauren is putting it out that Bellow wanted to see her afterwards. Tonight she put out, and I feel like it was on purpose because Tommy kept trying to connect Steven and Ash and Shannon. And she was like, oh, well, Steven told me that I was his number one. And it's all this going back and forth. We hear it from the guy. Where were these women? What was going on? What were you thinking? And even the fact that his brother said that Dominique was too territorial. What did he feel about that? Did that bother him? I didn't hear about any of it. I didn't hear none of that. I wanted to hear about, was there really a connection with Ashante? Why was Ashante there? Because I don't
still trying to figure that out.
What the hell was going on? But definitely between Dom and Lauren, because she kept saying and kept implying on camera that something different was happening with her and Bellow, and and then her challenging him and him not liking that.
Do you think, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that we see online that wasn't on here, and it is from part 2 of the reunion,
right?
They have. So do you think there's a possibility to keep the narrative that they wanted on who she was? They didn't air that part
on who she was, as far as who, Dominique or Lauren?
Lauren.
I mean, what will be the narrative?
I don't whatever they, because everybody, you got villains, you got this person, you got whatever they thought. Or do you think there was some stuff? It'd be interesting to ask if she pops up in here. Was there anything? Because digitally, like I was looking for 2 things that I saw online that from the reunion 2 that wasn't on the show.
What did you see?
What's the girl with the chest?
Emily
had a whole part, and they were talking to Emily about her outfits and all this, and she can't. I didn't see that. Yeah,
no, it wasn't in a reunion. They talked about her. I did see a digital clip of that. And what else?
It was I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, but I'm just saying, you might be right. I'm just saying, do you think is a possibility?
It's obviously a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. I would have liked to see that.
Tommy skipping over such a part like that. I mean, he might have due to time, but just think it, because you're making a good point. Like if he brought it up in that others.
Every season, they've always asked about those, the couple that has the after situation, right? It happens the throuple or whatever, when it's 3 like that. And I feel like in that situation, the people that were at the very end, because
do they do one? Because we could say they did it with Vince, Lauren, and Nicole, and Donna.
Donna, because not even really, this is the thing. We didn't really see, I don't feel like there was ever, what did Lauren say? Lauren didn't really have she talked during the situation with Steven, but we didn't hear from her in the reunion. We didn't hear from her in regards to Bellow. We didn't hear from her in regards to Vince. We only heard her in the confessional say that she wasn't trying to holler at Darius, right? But they were friends.
Part 2 sucked. Hold up.
Yeah, I would assume, I'm going to go on a limb, Shea Butter Mama, and say that Vince is not still dating Nicole. I really am. I'm just going to go on.
Why?
Say it again.
You see how he answered?
I saw how he answered. Of course. I do agree with Nikki. I think I would have rather seen that stuff answered than Mercedes. Right. I didn't understand why that was such a long segment. I really wanted to hear more from Shannon, honestly. I didn't need her friend to put the guys down. That was weird.
That Dominique's, why was she there? That wasn't necessary.
It wasn't necessary. It was not. It was not. We gonna get to that. That's right. Vince is a wild boy. Let's just say that. Let's say that Vince
Devon
is you said Devon, yeah, Devon is a wild boy as well. We gonna talk about Vince last, because that last piece of information, I was like, you know what? I'm tired, Vince. I'm tired. Do we think that Shannon and Steven are dating? No. Do you, Mo?
He probably took her out. I don't know if anything happened.
I feel like Tommy was pushing that.
He's pushing everybody. I don't like that, Tommy. I don't like that.
I do think. I don't know why Tommy. I would say this. I was wondering if Tommy was pushing it because that's who they felt like Steven really liked. And I feel like because it's like Tommy kept saying, well, you seem like you can't stand for her to go now, like da da da. And then I feel like Lauren had to come and say, well, but when I sent him home, he did tell me that I was his number one. I was like, girl,
but here's the thing. Shannon made a very good point, and I respect that. You didn't see it in me, you know what I'm saying? I
want somebody to be loud about me at the beginning. No, and that's respectful. Yeah, I would say that this ended. I'd done this piece, and I'm gonna get to this other piece that I did here in a minute. But I had done the piece earlier about Nicole and Shannon, in my opinion, being the most wife material, and unfortunately, Nicole's actions and conversation, the way she presented herself, kind of did a little bit to throw that off. But I do want to say that I think Shannon, kudos to Shannon. She carried herself with a lot of class. Even though we could tell, and we do know that she was upset with Devon, and she did check him in the comments, which was hilarious. Today,
be careful with that, Shannon.
She checked him today in the comments, told him to just bring it down, Devon.
Play with something safe.
Yeah, but I do feel like out of the ladies, I feel like she carried herself still with that type of that energy and charm. And I think, kudos to her for that. I do think, let's talk about Devon. What the hell was that? Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina, how are you? Good to see your beautiful self here tonight. What the hell was up with Devon?
Devon, man, brother. Like, you got to get it together, man. He was all over the place. He done forgot stuff he said. I don't believe these ladies are lying on him.
They're not lying. But this is what I don't understand. Thank you. When Dominique, when Dominique and Bellow's part came out, right? And Tommy said, "What do y'all think when it came out that Dominique and Bellow weren't together?" Devon immediately was like, I'm all for Dominique. I want her to be happy. Like, he's
lies. Lies.
You think that's lies? I think that's the one that he really, really liked.
Yeah, but he wanted to be happy with him.
Oh no, right. He didn't want her to be happy with him, but I'm just saying, he really, to me, it really was clear that he still, out of everybody, out of all the women, he still really favored Dominique. And I guess he liked Nicole because Nicole made it clear that she did not want. She was like, "Isn't it true that you wanted to date me?" Jesus Christ, that was her thing. Jesus, isn't it true? Is it true that you want to date me? And he didn't. So I think that he did not deny that, and he did try to go back and clear up the fact of her saying that he said all lives matter. But I'm not understanding why Nicole. I feel like there was a lot left out. Why was Nicole so mad at him, and why didn't she want to date him? Because I feel like Nicole wanted to date him on the show. She said that she was upset about the fact that he didn't pick her, right? But I don't know why she would have been that mad to out him like she did.
Because she saw the clips of how he was acting towards Dominique. It was too much. Because you're watching it, and you'd be like, this fool done told me something totally different.
He told everybody
was finding out.
He told everybody something different. So why do you think? I just asked for your why was he so hype on Dominique and so quick to throw so much shade? Because even with him saying that he didn't like Dominique's values, that still wasn't that bad. But saying that Shannon was for the streets and like throwing the other girls under, and he told Dominique that he didn't like Nicole at all. Like, why was he throwing so much hateful shade?
I think that when he talks to Dominique, when he talks to Nicole was like, "I thought you liked such and such." He'd be like, "Who? Her? He's such and such, such and such. Her feet stink." You see what I'm saying?
Nicole said her and Devon were not compatible, but when were they not compatible? Because on the show, she said when she flipped from Ed to him, she said that she didn't want him talking to any other girls on the show. That's probably when he started throwing shade. Like, I don't like them. I don't like her values. I mean, that just sounds real.
Like, I thought you like her. He'd be like, "What? I don't like her values. I don't even like her values."
I don't even like her values.
But
yeah, he did hurt Shannon's feelings. That was crazy. That was wild.
Wow, that was foul.
And why would he say that about her? Like, out of everybody, that is the craziest one to say that about.
Like, why would you jump out? That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
Not do Devon's hips lie. Devon's hips do lie.
They say he sat on his butt print was on the sofa.
Ashante did. She is hilarious. She said his bubble butt. I was like, oh Lord. He did say Nicole was unhinged, but Nicole did seem a bit unhinged. Yeah. Yeah, hurt people. Sabrina said it's true, but I mean, this is the problem. And I said this, I like Nicole. I've liked her all season, but I feel like she really just, it feels like a little bit of immaturity. She is good for TV, but that's not good in real life because it's hurtful, right? I'm sure she was hurt by some of this. I'm sure Vince, and she couldn't even tell that Vince wasn't really in her on her side. I don't think she has discernment as a woman. And I think you need that. I think, with Ed, it was clear. I watched it over again. I watched part 1 over again tonight. And when she was sitting on that sofa next to Ed and Tommy asked Ed, did he like Haitian Empress, ma'am? Yes, he does like to wear a belt. He likes to wear a belt. She's about Devon likes to wear a belt. I can't. But y'all, so when Nicole was sitting next to Ed, Tommy asked Ed how, was there, first of all, he asked Nicole. Nicole said, we don't know. She still looks very hopeful, right? She looks hopeful. And finally, and then Tommy went back and asked Ed again. And then Ed said, what'd you say? He didn't want to answer the question, right? Tommy redirected it again. And then finally he said, Cole and I have a friendship. But it's not anything else. There's no romantic connection. And I feel like you could kind of see that she did not assume that was the answer. I don't know if she thought but she probably didn't think it was that bad, right? So then she uncovers the fact that her and Vince have had a situation. And and man, did we underestimate Vince's ass. I think we all underestimated Vince the entire season. And Lauren.
Vince had y'all looking at Darius, which he don't like Darius.
He does not like Darius. And Darius does not like him.
But you see the analogy, he was like, he wasn't saying him, but he was saying his type.
Yeah.
I'm in the room and he's and someone
he said if you have a Vince in the room and a Darius in the room, this is gonna happen. But Nicole, she thought Vince was a safe space. I guess a lot of women did, obviously. And again, and I really want to say what I learned is they all do that. What I thought that Darius was doing, talking to each woman and even Bellow, they all are doing that. They talk to each woman according to what she wants to hear. So Lauren wants to hear she's the best one. She's this. I'm going to tell her that. Nicole wants to hear that I like you and I'm going to tell her that. Ashley wants to go shopping. She about that materialist. I'm gonna tell her that.
Who didn't do that? Ed didn't do that.
Ed didn't do, and that's why Ed left. And the crazy thing is, and I put in that article, because I said this, like Devon, I don't feel like deserved any empathy at all. However, I do think it's wrong if he told some things to Nicole, conversation that they had about politics. For her to bring that to the conversation, she was obviously trying to put him out there and make him look crazy, right? And we know that this is a very politically charged culture right now. So saying that somebody is all lives matter and they didn't vote for Michelle Obama on a Black females network, hey baby, could automatically get him to get a lot of hate. And she knows that. And that's why she said, if you notice, he said, what are you saying? And she said, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell everybody. She was hurt and she was trying to hurt him. And I feel like that was wrong. And I feel like on the show, all the women were saying that Ed wouldn't be vulnerable. And first of all, y'all didn't want a man to really be vulnerable. That's not what most of the people on this cast do not really want that. And second of all, when Devon is having a conversation, there is no safe space on this show. The men's lounge, everybody is talking.
The men.
Yeah, so y'all don't really want a man to be vulnerable. So when a man does talk and share, you're going to turn around and weaponize it against him. And that's wrong. I don't care. Two wrongs don't make a right. So I'm going to call each wrong as it is. Nicole was wrong for doing that. Devon was wrong for talking shit about the other ladies. If you can't come on the show and be honest, that you're not built for it, then just don't come on the show. But to come on throwing shade and lying to women and making them all think, because obviously these women, a lot of these people were not ready to love at all. They were ready to be first. They were ready to have their ego stroked, but they were not ready to love. Thank you, Sabrina.
Do you think that mirrors real life? Like, I mean, so if a guy meets 3 women in 3 weeks, what is it?
Right. Well, see, this is the thing. And this is what I think we as women have to realize is the discernment is what you have to focus on. And like, how does he treat you? Because a lot of times women, and I think even in real life, I can admit I've gotten caught up in that. You're looking at the other woman and you're trying to compare yourself to them. You're trying to see and really it's never about that. It's really about him and how he treats you and what he wants. And that is the problem. It's like we're so busy trying to prove, women in society, period, are trying to, I'm prettier, I got more going on, I know I got this, I know I got that, and you just don't. You just don't.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Comparison is a thief of joy. Yeah. And that's all I saw. I feel like all of them were on some you know, I'm better than her, or I got this and I got that. It was
about this, and they mentioned it with the fashions in Detroit, and everybody tries to step up. So it's deeper than that. You're trying to outdo. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I feel. Yeah, absolutely. Ashante, don't make me look crazy. Y'all better not make me look crazy. Like, it's not about. And she's there. Some of them were young, so I didn't expect them not to. But it really is not. It was never about love. Darius, we knew who Darius was. Right. And for Ashley to say after the show, he was talking about billboards and what of course, that's what is very clear what Darius was here for.
He was consistent through the whole thing. She wanted an excuse to jump ship.
Well, I do feel like it's strange to me. I feel like it's strange that and they were telling the truth. This picture was posted of Darius, and that the same fur? That is the fur that he wore in the men's lounge. This is in 2023. It is always an elegant affair when I step out with the beautiful Lauren Woodson. Detroit fashion community highlight. So they are, that is the gorilla consumer. Oh yes, it is the gorilla. In case you didn't know, now you know. But just because they were friends doesn't mean that Lauren, like, I gotta call Lauren and tell her I picked you. Lauren is too involved in everybody's situation. It felt too much to me. It felt too much.
Well, with everybody having each other's numbers, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she did say, yeah.
It's everybody. So it's Lauren and Ed on the pod show.
I think Ed got a girlfriend.
You think Ed got a girlfriend?
I think Ed got a lady.
I think he probably would. Ed was definitely a good catch. Ed is probably the best catch this season.
I think him and Steve. I like Steve.
I like Steven, but I really feel like Steven wasn't serious though. Because why would he not, when he did go meet with Shannon and Mercedes, the way he was talking to Shannon afterwards and hugging her when she had to leave, why didn't you stand up and say you want to be with Shannon?
That's true. I think she was an afterthought.
I don't have a dislike for Lauren. Oh my God. I'm not gonna respond. We're just talking about the show. That's why I said, you know what? You know what?
Let's talk.
Damn it.
Let's talk to me, man. We don't pay attention to that.
People, if Steven, I feel like I would have wanted Steven to be honest. And because he didn't really pick anybody. And so it's not surprising that, he went home, because even if it was Lauren, she's the one that said that he was treating her like a side chick because he was talking to her for 2 to 3 hours on the phone at night and then not putting her out in public. And then when they were in the ladies' lounge, they were like, we didn't even know you had a connection with Steven. So,
but see, that's the thing. I think even on here, and when you hear even on that pod, Lauren doesn't. She's a hard read because she's real. Just it's like, well, I've never seen her really laugh. I don't really like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ask. And that's why I was even surprised when she cried. I know.
When did she cry?
Huh?
When did she cry?
She was tearing up a little bit when she had to tell Steve he was not ready to love.
Oh yeah. On the show, I said the reunion. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah.
I know that broke her. Because I could just tell. It's like I wouldn't be sure to put my feelings out there towards her first either, because I don't know what she's thinking.
I just don't. So who do you think she had the real connection with? This is what I'm saying. Like
none of them.
But I'm saying, she said Steven said he was her number one. She said on something that she basically gave Vince to Donna. I thought that was strange. But I mean, she said she gave Vince to Donna, so he obviously she was his number one too. I feel like she really thought that her and Bellow had more of a connection than Dominique. Who do you think she really liked?
None of them.
Exactly. So what are we talking about?
I just think
what are we doing?
She wanted them to pick her and she do her thing, but I don't think I think she thought they were cool. But I think
she wanted to put them in the friend category and keep them all and hold it above the other women's heads. They really like me. They don't really like you. So
because I even double back, and whether it be the Vince and Donna situation, and then let Donna know. Like, what is
that's why I say, like, okay, if that's the case, why do you go to the cafe? Go to the cafe, but why do you bring it up and have a conversation? If you know that this man picked this woman, why are you telling her that you are dating him? Why would you do that? Why would you bring it up unless you wanted her to know that you have it over her? You want her to know that, and then even tonight, why would you tell when Tommy was obviously trying to connect Steven and Shannon, and then you say, no, Steven said that I was his number one. Why are you doing that?
It's not necessary.
It ain't necessary. Because guess what? Just because he told you that don't mean it was true. Just like now, Vince has told people a lot of things. In fact, that's, you know what? These two, they should, this is what it is. These two, both of them think they're smarter than everybody else. Because Vince, I bet you there's probably somebody else that Vince has reached out to. He probably reached out to Ashante too. Because for him to ask Ashley, could he take her shopping? And then to make a joke and say she thought she was with Darius because she got the first. She was like, he made a joke about it. Vince is for the streets.
Vince is Trick Daddy Dollars.
Trick Daddy. He said, and it's crazy because that's not the type of personality that women automatically think is a player. All season long, we thought this was the player. But the player came with a nervous laugh and an uneven afro.
It came in a box with a bow on it.
It wasn't a bow. It wasn't a bow. It was, a lot of times women think that they underestimate the guy who seems kind of nerdy. He was a police officer. I know a police officer right now in Atlanta that is lame as hell and is racking up chicks, racking them up. And I'm like, y'all are for real?
He plays on that whole.
The fact that you underestimate him. He's got, Vince, are you nervous? Always. Not nervous, dude. He's knocking him down.
And they go for it. If he was a cop, a former cop, y'all going to automatically put that with he's a protector. This man.
This is not protection. He done tried to run through the whole. He just tried to run through the entire cast.
And like I said before, part of that game is to point the finger at the other guy. It can't be me if I'm pointing at him.
Now I understand why Vince rose to Ashley's defense against Darius. You remember, now we know why. And see, we even underestimated him. We didn't even think that he was standing up for Ashley because he was trying to smash. All this time, he's talking about, well, she told me what you said. She told me what you said about, it's only somebody, a 40-year-old would never say no dumbass shit like that. And then him having her back with that is because he was trying to holler the whole time. Lame. Maybe not lame, because if it works, it's not lame. If it is definitely a sniper, Vince had us totally, just.
No, it's all totally fooled. I told you who he was.
You did, but poor Nicole was waiting on him to answer Tommy's question. So hard. I was like, girl, no. The answer is no. He was like, Vince, are you and Nicole? What about you and Nicole? And he was like, you're saying things I'm not saying. I was like,
I mean, that's part of the game, is to keep it all open. Don't commit to nobody, especially on camera. But the one-on-one, you make them feel that way, and you slide on in.
Make everybody think they're your number one, and the girls all believe it because women want to feel special. We have got to get discernment. That is wild. No, Vince said that he had a connection, but hell, he said he had a connection with everybody. But having a connection don't mean he want to be with her. He don't want to be with that girl. The fact that she held her arms out like this and said, "Come here." That is just I want somebody. I want an older lady, a sister, an auntie, or somebody to spend some time with Nicole and show her. Even if you do, even if the men have lied, even if you are hurt, even you don't play yourself by putting yourself out there like that. Not on a public platform.
Can I say this too? I think Darius lied.
About what?
I could be wrong. I didn't buy it. When he cleaned up the whole exotic dance.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a stupid lie.
I think she went for it, but he.
Yeah. That of course was a lie. He said, first of all, there were several lies. He said that the exotic dance. First of all, when he talked about it, he said most exotic dancers they don't do that. They're just paying. That's just a pit stop for them. What? That's not the truth. Anybody that knows anything about exotic, and unfortunately, I know way too much. I know that's not the truth. That is the old stereotype from like the 70s and 80s. That is not the new stereotype for strippers. Nobody is going to school through there. That is the Players Club storyline, Darius. That is not the storyline now. So then when he said the girl, so that was the beginning. So I guess that's who he said he had the longest relationship with. And she started as an exotic dancer, and then she, I guess matured and leveled up and da-da-da-da. And how did he have this 11-year relationship with all these other women that have come out of his past? But Shannon, I mean, they made Shannon feel bad for judging him, but Shannon was right. I hope she knows she was right. I hope she knows that she should have judged him for that. Anytime somebody says, one of my longest relationships was with an exotic dancer, he's trying to see what you're going to say.
That's it. And he's fine, because some women are intrigued, some women are like all that stuff. But yeah,
you want to see what she going to respond. That's a test question and test 101. And Shannon wasn't. She was 100% right. They should not have shamed her about judging that man, because if that's the case, he didn't have to put the woman's business out there like that. You didn't have to share that part. All you had to do was say, right. Right. But I'm saying you don't have to say. You don't want to be like, well, you know what? My last boyfriend, he was a firefighter. Okay.
Right.
You don't have to tell the occupation of the person. What's that about? You're testing her.
That's a fact.
Testing her. So what do you think about, let's go back to the Nicole and Devon situation. I still don't understand why there was so much anger, but it irritated me that Nicole wanted to make sure that everybody knew that Devon wanted to date her. You wanted to date me after the everybody on this season is sharing that it was going on outside of the camera, but really all that matters is on camera. Camera.
It's a lot of, if you get 5 guys in the room, this is going to happen. Like 5, 4, whatever amount of guys, there's going to be guys backdooring guys. It's going to be guys going behind you. He might not exchange her phone number. But he'd be like, what's your social media? I see it in real time. I've seen guys go to the bathroom where he was talking to a woman, another dude come up real quick, maybe even in the circle, and be like, hey, what's your social media? Because you always DM when other people walk away. You know what I'm saying? I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
To Instagram real quick, but they won't ask it in front of the other person. So it's that to me going on. Everybody, because technically they were all supposed to date, or at least go out on a date with.
They're all supposed to date, but this is what the women have to do. I agree. You gotta pick. Once you told a group that you like Ed, I can't mentor Nicole. She needs somebody in Detroit that can that she respects, that probably has the same type of degrees and background that she has, and that has to happen, or somebody that she knows and trusts. But my thing is, like, once women know this, like, okay, you could be out, you can get to know guys, but once you make a verbal choice, you got to stick to it. You got to stick to it. You cannot go in with a verbal choice, because what guys are going to do, if you tell them that you're into their friend, right, and you talking to them, then they try to holler at you, because they will still try to holler at you, and you take the bait. Now you're in a different category. You're not in the same category.
That's true, but guys also got to worry about when you're amongst the guys in this locker room talking, just talking about women in general, and you start talking about the good things about her, or things that you like, or things that you see, maybe even stuff that guys didn't notice. Meanwhile, you're saying this, you're piquing his interest.
Yeah.
And you think you're just talking, and he's like, really? She got a tattoo? Well, Or he
gonna look back like, you don't say.
I swear. And there's a clip where I saw Vince looking down that lady's shirt. I seen it.
Which lady?
I think it was Nicole.
Probably. Nicole had a nice little figure on her, and she didn't show it off all the time. So that's another thing that girls need to pay attention to. Nicole had a nice figure, but she didn't show it off with everything that she wore. So the guys were pleasantly surprised. It's like peeling back, just a surprise. It's a surprise in the Cracker Jack box. You want to keep them looking, and they like that at first.
If you look, it's towards the end, and he's sitting next to her, and he's cutting his eyes, looking down. Because I was looking.
I wish I had a clip. I wish I could pull it.
I was looking down too. That's how I know.
Oh.
And I was like, he looking at the same thing. And he like this.
And I believe the makeup was flat. I do believe that with Vince. Let's talk about the situation with Devon, and because you said, we were talking about it. You were like, I believe everything Nicole said. Were you talking about the political issues, or were you talking about not Tamasha was looking at it too? Well,
I'm just saying. Good.
Not all y'all's eyes met down in Nicole's bosom. What did you think about Nicole outing him about that? That was very strange that she went so hard on that. What was that about, in your opinion?
At this point, embarrassment. She's letting it all out.
Yeah.
And trying to embarrass him or show him another side. I think he did show it, and he tried to play it off, and she wanted to make him feel bad. Or why she didn't like him. Or why.
I don't understand him. I don't understand him, because I feel like
why else would he be hanging around her?
Well, I think he wanted to date her too. I think that C-Dub was looking down at her shirt too. I think everybody, Nicole hid the body but unleashed the insecurities. And now we're right back at, you might as well put him out on Front Street. That was a good one, Nicole. It was crazy. So Vince, not Vince, but Devon probably wanted to date her. She didn't want to date him, but I just don't understand why Devon had so much chutzpah. Like, why was he feeling himself so much? What was that about?
He wasn't going to get nobody, so he was like, F it.
But I think he thought that he was the bee's knees initially, because he thought he was going to get Dominique. And then even how he tried to play, he acted like Shannon was not even, like, she should have been happy to have him interested. Because when he went to talk to her and Mercedes, he was like, I have 4 connections. And she was like, you have connections, everybody here. He was like, he did not back down. He did not back down. Sabrina says because Dominique was showing him attention. If Dominique, that speaks to the power of a woman. Dominique had Devon thinking he could have all of these chicks.
No, but that's the thing. And that's why I think women have to be very careful. And I've seen women call men insecure because you show, especially if you're pretty, you show any type of attention to a dude, he's off to the races.
I think if we beyond with Dominique, is not just because I think all the girls were pretty. I think that it was
likes
the one that he liked and the one that had like that type of sexual energy. Like she was sexy. So I think all of them were pretty, but I think that Dominique has like this sexy woman aura that the other girls didn't necessarily have, right? Dominique did have all the men, Cardi, Bellow, Devon, all of them were locked in to Dominique, and none of them, including Bellow, had a chance.
I think Bellow had a slim chance.
Well, if he hit, he did. So, you know.
If he hit, he won.
Facts.
Cost him $600, but he won.
Well, not just 600, but 600 times 3 times however many. And I don't know. I don't know if he was paying for bills, but
he was going to pay rent. He going to find a place and pay a couple months rent.
I told y'all that was the case.
I told y'all he wasn't going to do
it. He wasn't going to do it because he couldn't. But if he was going to be with her, he was going to have to. I know friends that are not. It's like, if this is what you want, it's going to cost you.
Okay, play that game.
Are you trying to suggest that people will now? I'm gonna use Lisa Ray as an example, because Lisa Ray is very clear and very open about the fact that she's not going to be with a man. She was with a prime minister, right? And probably several other, you know, she deals with guys with deep pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this point, Lisa Ray is nigh unto, let's say, what is she, 55, 56?
Mm-hmm. About 56.
Mm-hmm. She still looks good.
Yeah, for 56.
Hey.
Yeah,
she does. Looks good for 56.
25-year-old smoking her right now.
Yeah. That's just because of age. That's because of age.
Grandmother, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, if a dude got the money she want, he got other choices than her. That's all I'm saying. I'm
58.
Can't get
Lisa Ray is 58.
He might be a retired whatever she wants, but he ain't gonna be no current whatever she wants.
No. What's her name? Drea, and what is Scottie Pippen? Larsa Pippen. Larsa Pippen and Drea have that on lock. However, their time is coming. I can't wait for Larsa Pippen to get a little bit older, because she done snagged some new young boy. I mean, her and Drea are after the young boys, and they getting them.
It's the fantasy. These dudes have been watching them since in high school. So when you finally meet her, you can get her. You're gonna play with it for a minute, but eventually you gonna wake up.
Yeah, they probably not gonna marry Larsa Pippen.
Oh,
I don't know how you could. I don't know how you could, but yeah. So my point is, like, that type of situation. Are you suggesting that somebody like a Dominique or a Lisa Ray would age themselves out of being able to get a man that can provide like they want?
No, I think he'll just be retired. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. He'll be an older version. It won't be.
Nobody wants to Stephon Diggs besides Cardi B. That's going to be a lot of trouble. That's going to be a lot of headache, a lot of doctor's visits. It's going to be a lot of trouble. You don't want that.
You get like a Byron Allen, who's a billionaire. He'll get right.
Yeah.
If he's into that
works. He's usually into the pink toes.
A lot of these women want the dude that's popping on social media.
Yeah, I don't think Lisa Ray wants that. I don't think Dominique wants that. I think
he wants quieter. But
yeah,
when we get to the Claudia Jordans and that other lady, that's when you know.
Yes, Anisha. Byron is married to a white. He said, "I don't want the trouble. I don't want the trouble. I'm going over on this. I don't want the trouble." But yeah, I think she'll get what she wants. You just gotta go a little bit. Gotta go a little different. May not be in the 30s or the 40s or the 50s. May have to head for the 60s and the 70s.
There you go.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Wait a minute. Now somebody said, I don't know women that want a man with more than one baby mama. That's why Chris Brown can't find a wife.
Damn.
Now you know good and damn well Chris Brown could marry any woman, and Chris Brown could marry 89% of the population in this country if he wanted to.
And why would he?
And yeah, I mean, it is not that he cannot find a wife. Please. He does not want a wife. It's like women would marry Chris Brown. Smart, old, educated, that know better, that have had counseling would marry Chris Brown and end up in therapy and in the blogs and laugh at afterwards. Please. Don't say stupid things on the chat. Chris Brown can't find a wife. Please. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't really like this. See, Miss Jones said I'd marry him even without the fame. See, she said even a broke Chris Brown with
All right, okay. All right.
Have you seen Chris Brown?
What I don't have. First of all, the fact that y'all even lusting as a young man who y'all seen as a boy is crazy to me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it crazy that you all have done the same thing? And
Not anyone I seen as a girl, no.
Well, I didn't see him as a boy.
Running, he was a boy.
I'm lying. I met him when he was 13 years old. But I'm not lusting. My daughter is. I'm not. That's not me. Y'all know the only person
y'all people.
The only person I have a crush on is Mr. Denzel Washington and Gun Boss. And then Denzel was looking very like an old man at the Lakers game.
I saw him walk across the
It wasn't the same walk from Devil in the Blue Dress. It was not the same.
Oh, he done. Yeah, that walk done tilted a little bit.
Yeah, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Yeah, Breezy. Yeah. He does have anger issues. He does.
Younger, 40 to me.
You said what?
Somebody says, I thought you liked younger women. I'm like, yeah, 40.
Y'all know Mo likes Gail. Not he loves you, then beats you. Get off, C-Dub. He does not. That was a long time ago. That man made a mistake. I'll leave him alone. But yeah, I didn't think part 2 of the reunion was great. I think the edit was wrong. I did notice that they did do a shout out at the very end. A rest in peace shout out to Richie.
The reunion, the clips.
Yeah. That was sad. Okay. We know yours is Nia Long. Okay. And Nicole Murphy.
I told me Mo loves some women with old lady names.
He does. Mo does like young women with old lady names. I want to say one of the names so bad because I was like, how do you have 2 women with this old ass name?
Say it.
It's bad. I'm not gonna say it.
Say it.
Just know this, Mo. Oh man, what did y'all think of what are we rating tonight's episode of Ready to Love? What are we rating it?
I give it a 5.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
The more I think about it, the more and more I don't like it now.
Yeah, like we didn't ask any of these questions of why, of why. Like, what about? I would have loved to seen him ask, Shannon about her breaking up this conversation between Donna and Steven, right? I also would have liked to know if Donna really liked Steven because she seemed to be kind of butthurt when he didn't give her a succulent.
He didn't really talk to Donna much.
We did not talk to Donna.
Let's thought about that.
I want to know, actually, I would have liked to have him ask Donna after she came back out.
Who did her hair?
What?
Hey, get to you. My bad.
All season long, you have talked about this woman's hair, and I'm sick of it. And Vince, I'm interested to know what was happy between what caused Donna and Vince to connect. I didn't really hear a lot about their, like, what made them have chemistry. But yeah, I would have liked to seen Tommy ask Donna what he thought about Nicole's outburst and about learning that, you know, Vince had been courting Nicole. We didn't ask her that afterwards.
Okay.
You know? And how did they just manage to splurt out at the very end?
They felt like they had more good friend energy than romantic energy to me.
Who?
Vince and Donna.
A lot of people said that, but why do you think he picked her? Or how she felt about him taking Ashley shopping. That was wild. Like, they was just throwing out stuff. I do think that the clips were better than the reunion.
That part.
The clip, because I kept saying, why are they putting out all these clips? When I saw the clip about Darius and Ashley not being together, I was like, well, hell, this reunion is nothing left here. Because we know that these couples did not, they basically told us that none of the couples stayed together before we even sat down to watch the show. We knew that.
To make the clips go viral, then we would go watch more people watch.
Oh, Carlos would be great. Carlos would ask way better questions. Carlos would get all into it. I want to know who really was your number one. Who all thought that they were his number one? Because I feel like we need to know who did he tell? Who all thought they were Steven's number one? Who all thought they were Vince's number one? Who all thought Bellow? Why did Lauren need clarity? What was he telling you, Lauren, behind closed doors?
They should get us to do it. I be backstage, you be in the main stage.
And then you be in there in the backstage dressing room, because every time they say something out here, the backstage people say something, and you take that scoop and come back out and be like, well, back there, he said
that part.
He just said that was not the case. So what say you? What is going on? You know what they really need? They really do need a man and a woman. They need a man and a woman, because the problem is in the men's lounge. I want to ask you this too. Why in the men's lounge, where the fact that all the men, they admitted that all the men were tattletales, but yet he didn't push. Tommy should have pushed. Who did it?
You know what? I think the women saved. I'm gonna keep it real. I think the women saved Darius, because it went from what a person told me to a few of the men told me.
Yeah.
Like that. And I was like, and I felt like, I don't want to put Darius, I'm not going to say, because Christina was like, I don't like her answer. She rubbed me the way in this video.
She's so, why is she so, she's so dramatic? What's that, what's up with that? Well, everybody can't be my man. And then she was like, to Dave, she was like, well, it would not be appropriate. Like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
You're the only reason we knew in the first place. So it wasn't appropriate. If you're not going to say, then don't say.
Why did everybody know though? Everybody. Dominique said several. First of all, probably everybody that Dominique was talking to.
Oh, they told her
everything. Cardi told her everything. Devon told her everything. And Bellow told her everything. She said several people told me. And I do. So Xavier said it happened just like Bellow said it happened when he came here. That they said, I do want to say, I heard Lauren on her podcast say, she said that what it was is Vince was like, why would I, it's just because she's the B is tall. What about the fact that she's smart and she's beautiful and she's this and she's that? And I was like, that doesn't match. It doesn't match what they're saying. she said that that's probably what Vince told her. Vince told her that I said, I was just like, what? Not about the fact. And she was like, no, he just said that, why? Because she's tall. What about the fact that she's smart? What about the fact that she's beautiful and all these other things that she has? And I'm like, they were just saying that he was the tallest person. Not that
makes sense. That's not lining up.
It doesn't make sense, but it does say that I think she is trying to make sense of why she dated Vince after Vince did not pick her.
Or after he referred to her as the B word.
But I do think, first of all, I think if he got in trouble, all the guys should have gotten in trouble because they laughed. They all, and I'm sure that wasn't the only time that word was said in the men's lounge. I don't believe that. Because the fact that the guys all said it, and then Tommy gonna say, first of all, I called BS to Tommy. Because Tommy was like, because we all need to uplift our women. And we don't need to say that word. That word needs to die. And I was like, meanwhile, at the Nuke convention, Tommy is probably like,
man, look.
At the Kappa convention, Tommy is talking about what?
Right. What is it this month?
Come on, Tommy. You know good and well that it's on the script. I get it, but come on. I don't believe it. Tommy was laughing right along with him. I'm telling you, them all dude situations, especially Noops. Are you kidding me? Tommy. He made Vince apologize and then said, you're not going to say it again, are you? No, sir. I'm like, Vince lying through them teeth. Sir, yeah. I'll just lying through those teeth. Not blaming the frat, not at all. And I would say the same thing about any of the other frats. Definitely not saying anything about the Noobs. I'm just saying, in like company, I'm sure Tommy is not adverse to hearing that word being used. But I do think that that should not have been said. Most importantly, I think it's crazy that all the men ran back and told. It's actually like them acting like some.
In order for you to tell, you have to have angle. Why else would you need to bring it up?
Maybe because they just have some B in them.
Why else would you bring it up unless you were using it as an angle for yourself?
It is, but it's just lame that all of them did that. All of them did.
I don't believe Steve do no stuff like that. Steve and Ed is safe. I don't believe they did that.
Steve and Ed. Why people don't like Ed? A lot of people didn't like Ed. I don't understand. Men do gossip more than women.
Because he didn't give them enough.
Yeah, and I think he's more like probably the most normal. Now he probably got a lot of chicks though. I'm just saying. That's why I say, can you imagine how many females Vince has off the show? No, but they probably are laughing at the girls on the show. Actually, I did have one reach out to me, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And she said that this was on brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
I bet it is.
I bet it is. But yeah, I would say it was. Yeah, I mean, he's attractive. I'm not going to say he does have a nice body, which he knows, and he's attractive. But that the laughter and the kind of combativeness is a little bit weird.
Can't unlame you.
No, she was not, Tasha. She was not. She was definitely not. She was not that. But I don't, I'm keeping her conversation confidential. But no, she was not. She was not like Darius's ex. I don't even know if the women are getting to the brick. And can I tell? Because I think a lot of time women are going out and acting a fool for men that are not even really doing all that. It's like it don't even be like that. It'd be like just for attention and for somebody to pick them. A lot of time women are doing stuff just to be picked. It ain't even because he really putting it down in the bedroom or nothing like that. According to Lauren, she ain't never tasted or sniffed nobody, and she going back to Vince too. So maybe it's not a problem. Well, it's not a problem because she allegedly everybody liked her best.
Going back to get a scoop.
Not a scoop. I do, exactly. The guys were doing mediocre things, and I didn't say Nicole was putting it out, but Nicole was definitely way too excited about people that were not excited about her. You got to be excited about people that are excited about you.
She needs to talk to the Van Zandt.
Ayala, or just go get that book. He's just not that into you, or just talk to Shannon.
No, you need to talk to her to make she make people feel away. You know, you need to talk to that person.
She definitely got in my behind. I heard that Donna dated Adonis. She did. Donna did date. We know him as Marvin. We don't know him as Adonis. And he said that they dated, but he did say that Donna had a timeline and he wasn't trying. We know he's not trying to get married. He's trying to take people to BDSM rallies and that kind of stuff. He's not.
Give him a timeline. That's one of the ways.
You said what?
One of the best ways to run a man off, especially a man of a certain age, is a timeline. You give a young dude a timeline, he might not even follow it, but he ain't gonna run. You give a guy of a certain age a timeline, he's gone.
Yeah, she did. Lauren did say that. On episode 1, Lauren said she birthed 3 6-foot-tall children. She was hinting at a man's size. That also
come out 6 foot tall. I mean,
yeah. But I think she was just saying she just be taught like I don't know. Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, like I don't think you say something like that on TV. Because I mean, first of all, well, never mind. Let me not say nothing like that on Gather Myself. Yeah, she did say something about size, but according to her, she's not had Vince, so she wouldn't know about his size.
I seen her working out. I saw a thing of her working out today.
Although you can do a field test, ladies.
She is tall and like lanky. Long.
Yeah, that's how models are.
Yeah.
Real models.
Definitely got a model figure.
Yeah. Older dudes know about child support. What? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, I'm like, what the?
What are we talking about? What about the child support? She already thinks you don't. She think I don't like her. I don't think she thinks that. We talk to her every chat except for tonight. Lauren has come in and we talked to her.
Oh, they celebrating the finale tonight.
They're celebrating and all of that. You guys, please like this and share. I don't think she thinks that. I don't have a problem with any other ladies on the show. I don't know any of the ladies on the show. But you know, if you say what you really think, then people think you don't like them, and that's wild. That's why I put the PSA up. What?
Y'all think I don't like Vince, and I ain't got nothing. I don't know in person. I don't got nothing. I just call it what I see, and I could be wrong. I'm just telling you my point of view of it. It's not personal against none of these people. Even Donna, I thought I had.
You apologize to Donna because I feel like
I don't like her hair, but other than that, I said nothing about her character.
You didn't, and I feel like because I felt like I was hard on. I said the only person I feel like I was hard on this season was Darius. That's it.
And truth be told, what did he do?
He didn't do anything. We were just hard on him because of his presentation. But I will say, I do want to say Darius looked to me, he looked nice at the reunion. He really did. I think that Darius would be a lot more attractive without Lauren said on her channel that I don't like her. That's lame. That's, you know what? I didn't know she said that.
Christal, don't go on that because you don't know.
Okay, you're right. I take that back. She probably didn't say that. I don't know. Anyway, I think Darius would be a very much more attractive if he took off that ink. But he is an attractive guy. I was responding to the fact that he did seem like a Detroit pimp. And I still stand on that because I think he wanted the billboard and all the pictures with the lady in the fur that came on the channel to talk, it kind of felt like it was
King Darius when he was young and they kissed his hand. Remember all that?
Oh yeah, he said the women used to call him king, and yeah, that was a lot. That made that made me say what I did. But I will say this: all the time I was looking at Darius, and the real villain, the real villain of the season was this guy.
Threw y'all off. Didn't even see it. See?
He did. I ain't gonna lie. He threw. Wait a minute. Who do you have to apologize to because you thought he might be LGBTQ? I didn't say nobody was LGBTQ.
What the? Y'all making up stuff now.
That's not a man piece on his head, baby. It's the ink. It's the ink. It's the ink. It's the ink. It's not the man piece. We've zeroed in on it, and it is definitely ink.
That's a fact.
It is ink. But yeah, I think that the show is not ready to love. That's what I got out of the season. No one is ready to love, or at least not to get caught on TV loving. Right. You know, there may be some people that are ready to love, but just not on camera.
That's a fact. Now,
would you be ready to love on camera?
Oh no,
I wouldn't either. I would never go on there though, because I know my attitude. I'm like.
Now we'll see why they were divided. Remember, we heard
Oh yeah, in the beginning, yeah.
We didn't tell the chat that, but
we didn't explain. Yeah, because they did. We did notice there was a lot of divisive energy, and I also understand why Nicole was not a lot of people's favorite.
That's the reason. Now it explains a lot now. When we think back, you see what I'm saying? When we were ended, okay.
Yeah. Yep. But the guys, this is the thing. Women are always gonna fight, but men are always gonna be cool with everybody. Men are always gonna be cool. Like the women will be divided, but the men are usually gonna be cool because men don't usually get into petty things. And then when the men do be petty, it's like, that's weird. That's weird. That's why we felt like a lot of stuff that Vince was doing felt weird because it felt like that's not what a man's, but like men don't really supposed to be going back and forth like that.
Right. You're right.
So I definitely think that. I'm not sure. I think it would have been great to hear from Xavier a little bit. He was just there. We didn't hear from him at all.
And we heard more from him when we were in Detroit than we did.
And anybody else? Also, Chris. We didn't hear from Chris hardly at all, except for talking about Christina and the money. You know,
right?
It looked like Christina should have asked Vince for the massage.
You know what? No, well, we already know how that would have.
They don't like each other though, because I don't. Why do they don't? You know what?
Because for what I think. Just like he doesn't like her kind, like he doesn't like Darius's kind. He sees that on her, and he's just like, to me, I could be wrong.
I'll tell you what, Ashanti doesn't like his kind. When she said she was so poor, she was so bored with Cardi, but she didn't want to talk to Vince. She didn't want, because when he was going back and forth with her over, a man and taking care of a woman and being able to afford, she was just like. She was off. That's one thing. I don't know why Ashanti was here because she definitely didn't have any connections at all. But what I do like her for is the fact that she stood on business and she was honest about everything. If she didn't like somebody, she didn't like them. If she did like them, she did. She was 100% honest on everything. When Dominique took Shannon's room, she was like, "That's bold." She kind of like was like, "Whoa." When Cardi, everybody liked Cardi, but then everybody wasn't telling him that, yo, you what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You are not a metaphor. You're a nice guy.
I follow Cardi on Instagram. He's an interesting fellow. I like
him. I do. We like Cardi. Like you could say something about somebody and still like them. You know what I mean? Like
I follow most of them, not all of them, but most of them.
I don't follow any of them.
I follow Vince. I don't know why, but I follow.
Okay. Jay said Vince peeped game on Ina from the gate. That's 5-0 in him.
Right. This is what I'm saying.
But you know what? That's also like a lot of times them dudes that are police officers, they be the guys that in school were like,
say it.
Yeah, those are the guys that and they kind of like they got a chip on their shoulder a little bit later. So it makes sense that he wouldn't like a Darius type. You know?
Thank you. That's what I see.
I get it now. I now see what you're talking about. Yes, thank you, Lakeisha. Our job is to see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to keep putting up. Like, come on, y'all. This is the edit. Y'all don't. I don't have time to tell people coming in and telling you that. Hey, you know, this is what we saw. We can't talk about, you know, what we didn't see. Vince's current profession is not clear. Also, there are a lot of people's professions that are not. What they tell on and what the reality is usually very different things.
What did Dominique say about Bellow and her brother? Did he get the money yet? Is he coming with the money yet?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Sounds like some scammer energy.
Yeah, I'm putting that out. Hey.
She did put that out there, but she didn't put too much of it because she didn't want to get her brother in trouble.
That part.
I don't know if he's broke or he just is trying.
What type of money?
He probably one of them kind that can get 50 and gonna try to flip it to 200, gonna try to flip it to 5, gonna try to flip it to 8. Like, you know, just trying to flip. That whole idea of the rate, the community rate, I was like, I don't know about that. Anytime you're talking about getting people's funds all together and helping them do things and like, I don't know. But hey, he sounds like a guy that we know here.
Exactly who you talking about.
Yeah. The real estate developer. I'm just gonna say from now on, whenever we have a Ready to Love cast member who is a real estate developer, you just already know.
We did it for him when we said it.
We did in that first one. We did because was it Dallas with the real estate developers that started it off?
Well, remember the dude and the chain and
and then the girl's like, you don't have any furniture in your house. Like, what? People are trying to come on TV and get something popping but you know, unless you already got something popping, it's kind of hard to start.
Yeah, we saw that. Well, we knew when we went out there, but he was in the reunion. You see him in the background. Yeah,
but it happened after that. But it had happened. It had happened before we got to Detroit.
Yeah.
And that's really sad. But what the only silver lining I would say about the reunion, when he was asked, you know, did he think he left? When Richie was asked, did he think he left too soon? He said no. He was like, I think everything happens for a reason. He didn't have anything negative to say about anybody. Nobody had anything negative to say about him. You know, rest in peace. And, you know, I know probably seeing this had to be difficult for his family. I cannot imagine that, you know. So yeah, I do think that I was surprised that the network did not say anything. Christina Danielle, I love that name. That's my middle name, Danielle, spelled just like that. Yeah, I really was surprised that they didn't put something bigger up, you know, or have something said by the cast.
Can y'all write in and call in and send your emails or even through their page or own that y'all would like for us be the new host or do the premieres for all of these the shows, the radio shows coming up. Really want to host, but we can start from somewhere.
Oh man, I do want to say something. I do have there's a little bit of tea that's been happening in that Facebook page. I'm not really sure how all this happened, but allegedly one of the cast members is attempting to shut down the Facebook Ready to Love page. I'm dead serious. As silly as that sounds, I am dead serious. I don't believe, let me say this first. I do not believe that any cast member has the juice to get a Facebook page shut down. Now, I could be wrong. And if that happens, oh, well, I'll say it later. I'll say I was wrong. But I don't believe, because first of all, you got to realize fans talking and arguing and fighting, and it all makes the show more popular. So they love the fact that we talk about it, that there's stuff going on these pages. They love that. Now this was because of the situation with Ashley and Darius, which on the Facebook page got really, really ugly. Shouts out to Lex Royal. We met her when we went to and I feel like Mo might have had a small crush on her.
The other way.
Wait. I'm talking about we were watching the Never Ever Mets.
Yeah, I'm talking about the other way around.
Okay, hey. And anyway, so she is over the Facebook page, and it looks like Ashley was reaching out to her. And because, as you guys know, the lady that came on the show here, Nicole, she was making a lot of posts on the Facebook page. And so there was accusations from her about DV with Darius and those type of accusations are taken seriously on social media. And so there's a post that says you shouldn't have deleted that picture of Darius. There was no DV on that picture. That was simply them in New York, and you deleted it because you're trying to protect him. But why are you not protecting Bellow or Nicole or Shannon or anyone else? I sent a long email to the executive producers in the OWN network and Warner Brothers. Try me. That page will be gone before Chicago airs. Allegedly, this was Ashley. And this is also, oh my gosh, she continues to post. Lex posted these in the Facebook page. And so Lex on her post, she is explaining what is going on. She says, I made the decision to remove the group from further discussion to prevent harm, misinformation, and escalation. This decision is not an endorsement or rejection of any party's claim. It's a boundary set to protect the integrity of this platform in the community. Moving forward, posts or commentary attempting to continue this topic will be declined. Now, this was about the lady and Darius, talking about Nicole that came on here and Darius. And then Ashley sends her another email. It says, girl, you're done. I just contacted Tommy and all the executive producers. That page will be deleted. Watch. I'm one of the heavy hitters on the cast, generating 1 million views to my page and a half of the views, 1.5 million views on that page on one post. Everybody likes me over there. Stop writing me and go suck Darius's blank like you've been doing. Yikes. Yeah. That's what happened. And this is initially, Ashley had reached out to her and asked the girl to block the young lady, Nicole. But yeah, she definitely, but you know what I would say, and this is in her to Ashley's defense, a lot of the cast really have really feel like they have more juice than they do. I would say that. I believe they're told that because that's what producers and showrunners really like hype people up. They hype them up. So they make you feel like, because they want you to act out, and they want you to, to give all the drama that you can while you're on the show. So they definitely will put the battery in your back. But I would just say to anybody coming on the show, that type of energy is not ever going to be received well. And when you start feeling like you are a heavy hitter on a show, you will soon learn that that was all game,
I just tried to call Lex. I'm trying to get her on.
Yeah. Well, I know she has her own podcast that she probably is doing. So I don't even want to, try to do that. But I do think that she is a great resource for the show, having that Facebook page. And they're not going to take that Facebook page down because of her. But it's just crazy to me. I guess for me working in production and seeing the other side of it, like cast members are not.
Do you think they're getting too caught up in the fact that it's going away at this point, because now it's spilling over to like real life?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think a lot of people are not built for reality TV. They don't understand what it is. But do you think that because this page is basically promoting the show and has been doing that for a long time, and you really feel like because you are angry about something being said by an ex that they would shut that page down? Yes, we announced earlier, Katrina, that Clifton and Joy are a wrap. It's a wrap. Clifton filed for divorce. Came out today. So as of now, the only ready to love couple that you have is Sabrina and Walter. And because Mario and Reva have split up, they weren't married, but they're split up.
I think it's a curse. I think it's a curse.
Camille and Cornelius were never married. They faked us out. That's the one I really don't like, because they had a whole ceremony that was fake.
So did Mendices and that. What's that lady name?
Yandy and Mendices did.
Yeah. Wedding and
So y'all show some love to the Facebook group. That group is not going anywhere. This cast is, this is gonna be. I said that. I said, where is Carmen? Because Carmen was all up in the middle of their marriage anyway. So Clifton and Carmen was probably messing around. I don't know that. That's just what I think. But I did hear that there was that a lot of people really felt like there was some extracurricular marital activity going on one side for the whole time. But hey, I don't even think Carmen's on standby. I think she was that was weird. That was some very weird energy with that. But I'm sure we're going to hear a little bit more from this cast for the next couple of weeks, and then it's on to seeing when OWN is going to release the trailer for Chicago. I'm surprised they did not release it tonight. That's what they did before. So I think that this just kind of goes to show that a lot of the Ready to Love couples come and they think that they can. I heard that too, that the marriage has been done for a while, but they just came out. The whole ceremony in Philly was fake, but just the fact that Tommy did that, they just played in our faces is wild. That is just wild. That's wild. But yeah, we'll hear a little bit more, and then it's off to the next thing. But I do want to tell you guys, for Valentine's Day, Mo and I have a surprise. We are going to be recapping relationship goals. So please watch the movie. I don't want to talk about any more of this Ready to Love next Friday at 10, because we want to talk about, it'll be Valentine's Day weekend. We want to talk about something, some type of real love, some type of positivity. So we're going to recap relationship goals. If you get a chance to watch it with Kelly Rowland and Method Man, and we're going to talk about it next Friday.
You know what? I was thinking today too. I'm not around a lot of real love, like people in love, not love, like people that are in love. I need to be around more of that to give me hope. Cause and no, for real. Like I don't know a lot of people that like I'm around different type of energy, and I think it's be healthy, especially for me, to be around people that are in love.
I think that is very true. I feel like Gun Boss and I are in love. We are not perfect. We are for sure not perfect.
Listen, we understand. Like
but we want some more. But I feel like for us, even for us,
I know
we like to be around other couples that are. We actually we're going on a cruise, and I will not be here because usually when I do stuff, I still be checking in. But the last week of February, we're going on a cruise with two other couples, and really to see my daughter, who's DJing. But, it's important to I think it's important to talk for people that are happily in relationships. I think it's important for them to talk about it, because what I see is that people that are not in relationships, what they think and what they say are very, like, it's totally off. You're not going to find anyone that's perfect. You're not going to find anyone that is like you. Relationships are about dealing with imperfections, right? And dealing with, you're not going to find anybody that looks perfect, that acts perfect, none of that stuff. And a lot of times people don't. I think people that are single, they put up so many, he has to do this, she has to do that, they do this, they got to look like this, they got to act like this. That's just not realistic.
But what's also not is, I think, just from the outside looking in, listening to people, like, they got to be real with us too, though.
Yeah, that's you know what, that's true.
They got to be real with us and not just paint the picture on, like, they got to give it to us real, because not sell us the.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And maybe I can start to share some things that are just honest, about my relationship. Because I do believe that you're right. When Michelle Obama said that she had, first of all, marriage can be boring, and I think a lot of women don't think that it's boring. Like, oh, well, he didn't get me this. It's like, if you're going to be with somebody for the rest of your life and they don't spend, this amount, it's not about that. It's not, you can't just live from gift to gift or even from sex to sex to sex, like, people go through things, and it's not all about, intimacy is great, but it doesn't make a relationship. So saying that, I saw something earlier on another podcast where this woman said that this guy was great, but the intimacy was bad. So he was a great husband in every other area, but she divorced him. And I was just like, that makes no sense. Like, at a certain point, and especially for people on this, that watch this channel and that are watching Ready to Love, if you are in your 30s, moving towards your 40s and 50s, you need to be focused on someone that's compatible with you. And just like you and I were talking the other day, having friends that are going through, dealing with, parents going through illness and all kinds of stuff. Like, you need a best friend that's going to have your back. You could go through something. I have a good friend, and I'll share this because I know he doesn't watch the show, but he's dealing with prostate cancer, right? And I said to him, I was like, because I was asking him, he was, he's getting a little up there. He's probably like almost 60. And he just learned, first of all, he lost his mother last year. And then now he's dealing with prostate cancer. And I was just like, it made me sad because it made me sad that he doesn't have anybody there with him to help him go through this. Losing a parent is one of the hardest things that we all know that you have to go through. And he was very close to his mom. And then now with him not having, with him having prostate cancer. And I said, well, I want you to have somebody to be there for you. And he was like, I don't feel like I would ever get that now because I'm not myself. Now, after dealing with prostate cancer, he's not, he doesn't feel virile, the same type of man, physically, intimate with intimacy that he was before. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like we're so picky and tearing each other down. But say you're married and your husband, develops, God forbid, develops some type of issue, or your wife does, and they can't have the same type of, intimacy with you as before. Are you going to divorce them? Yes. The way we talk today, that's how people act. Like, if they went through something, if a woman goes through menopause and she has some issues and her libido is down, you're going to divorce her. If she gets past the age of looking a certain way, like, so all these things that we're saying, even if a man is 6'5", if he's 6'5" and he gets in an accident and he's in a wheelchair, then what? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're all looking for stuff that doesn't matter. Like, find somebody that has your back and hold on to them, because life is hard, and all this stupid stuff that I feel like single people are focused on because they're afraid, it's going to make you end up, being older and not having anybody to share it with. And I know people say I definitely think it's better to be single and at peace than in a bad relationship. But sometimes that relationship could have been better if you just put in the work. I could have definitely left my husband that I'm married to now. We've been married for 5 years. we've been through some stuff in that 5 years. You know, I talked to you guys a little bit. We have a blended family that did not blend, and that caused a lot of problems, you know. But if you walk away, you'll be by yourself. You know what I mean? So you got to work at whatever. We work at our career. I've made a lot of sacrifices for my career. Why would I not make sacrifices for a partner? You know, my husband's mother has Alzheimer's. You know, we're dealing with that. I go sit with her. Sometimes we're trying to figure out how we're going to, like, life is real. And so all this stupid ready to love, oh, well, they're not this person and they're not doing that, and he got to have this and he got to have that. Real talk, you know, for women that are like, you know, Dominique, and want to go out, I don't want to spend $600 on dinner every week. That we're not doing that. We got other stuff to spend money on. We're trying to leave a legacy to our children, so that when we are gone, we have something to leave our children. And our situation is strange because I feel like I have to make enough to leave my children on my own, and he has to make enough to leave his children, because we have so many children together, right? So that kind of stuff. I don't care about, you know, going out to eat and spending $600 3 times a week.
Woo.
You know, could you do it? Yeah. Would you be broke? Sure. You know, afterwards, you know, if you keep living like that, but there's a lot more things that matter, you know? So, I do believe that there's love out there, but it does hurt me that so many people are not aware of the reality of it. The reality of it is you may not be climbing the ceilings and having, you know, hot, you know, nasty, you know, sex every night. Like, that's just not real.
I mean, anyway, yeah.
I mean, you can have it sometimes. You can definitely have it sometimes, but not all the time. Like, you know, and stop looking at things and looking at what you don't want, and start to ask God for what you do.
I like that.
You know, I think that would do a lot of these people. I mean, this is entertainment. This show is entertainment, right? But I feel like when you see what touched me so much about Nicole's situation, a lot of people said I took up for her, is that what I loved about what she was willing to admit that she really wanted to be a wife and a mother. And I think there are so few Black women that will really admit that they want that. And that's a beautiful thing to want. But, you know, you can't give, you know, you don't, the Bible says you don't cast your pearls before swine. That means you don't give something sacred to somebody that can't appreciate it. So in this situation that she gave Vince something that he definitely did not appreciate.
Damn it.
Deserve, you know. But I do think that young lady really, the fact that she was bold enough to admit, I think a lot of us have to get to that point, specifically if we've been hurt before. It can be hard to say, I've been hurt, my heart has been broken, but I still desire to be a wife. I still want to be loved. I still want to give love. Not he got to do this and he got to do that and he got to do this and he got to do that, because that's not real. You know, I do think that the young ladies that truly want love, I hope they find it. I hope they put this experience behind them. And even the women, I will say this too, because I could relate to Dominique and Lauren and the fact that I was married and had 2 children, you know, and sometimes when you've been there, it's hard to think that special thing could be there for you again. You know, even if you do get a lot of attention is one thing, but attention ain't a relationship. Yeah. You can get a lot of attention, but that doesn't mean that a man wants to take you and claim you as his own and cherish you and love on you and adore you, you know, for the forever. So I think that, you know, for those women, I feel like when I finally started to admit that I did want that, you know, because I didn't want to feel stupid, like I don't want that if it's not coming, but it can come. It can come even if you've had it before. Attention is not intention. Very good, Linda. That's what I needed. It's not the same. So you can it's a lot of pretty girls that got a lot of attention, but sometimes they don't get intention because we make mistakes. You know what I mean? So I think save your pretty for the right one. Save your pretty for the right one. Don't give your pretty to everybody, because guess what? They will destroy it. And the next thing you know, that they'll look at you like, something that's no longer valuable. And that doesn't mean it's true, but it can make things more difficult. So I would just say to the women, I don't know what to say to the men. I'll let Mo give a message to the men, but to the women, save your pretty and love on yourself, and look for a man that truly at the end of the day has your back and really wants to love you and adore you, not just admire your physicality. That's my message. Mo, what's your message for the men?
Same as always. Master your desires, fellas. Work on you. Concentrate on you. Let it start from here, then go out. You try to bring it to you, then work on you. That's a problem.
Yeah.
I had to learn that. That's a problem. If you do it from the inside and work out, I promise you, you'll start to draw. Once you start to get your life together, you'll start to attract what's truly for you. But if you got that and you think you need a woman to get that, and all wrong.
It's crazy because I meet a lot of men that are older that it's like you trying to live a life that I got like a bunch of chicks, especially in Atlanta. It's a lot of dudes that are like in their 50s going into 60s and still out playing a lot of women. And it's like, what are you going to do? Because them chicks, all them little young chicks that are playing with you and you doing stuff for them, buying bottles and giving them to them in the club, them chicks ain't trying to be with you at night. Like they probably don't even want to see you when your clothes come off. Because if you are in your 20s, being around a man who's in his almost 60 and not in the gym, it's a scary thing. Doesn't look the same. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people are going to set themselves up for, I feel like when you are out there playing people, like playing games with people at this age, that comes back. It comes back. It comes back to you. You don't, it's not going to feel good, but it's definitely going to come back. I think everybody learns and you get an opportunity, right, to get it right. If you're single, but you're respecting yourself and you're respecting others, that's one thing. But if you out playing with people's feelings in your 40s and fit like how Vince carried himself on this show, there's no honor in that. Like it's probably some dudes dapping him up like, oh man, he had this one, that one, that. But at the end of the day, you look stupid because every female, any good female that watches this, some immature girls may look at it and be like, well, what do he got that he can get everybody? But a real woman, they're going to look and be like, oh, he's about the games, right? Like you playing with grown women that are actually PhD and a mathematician. Like where they do that at? You playing and playing and playing and playing. Now I think he could be hurt from his divorce or from past. And that may be why he's acting out like this, but that's not cool. That won't serve him well, And the women that made the mistakes, it won't serve them well either. I'm just saying that being the player of the show is
with that age. That's why I always tell you, let these young people. I believe we give young people, men and women, the wrong message. Your 20s are for you. Stop trying to spend your 20s locked down and get married, and because you rushing to do something. You do have a little time. Your 20s are for you. And 20-year-olds, the best thing they do more than anything is mess up because they're new adults and they're trying to figure it out. So let alone you rather do that with just you, bump your head, get back up, fix it. But then it's you and somebody else and possible baby and all these things. Because what happens is whether it's Vince or wherever it is, and I got friends who you wake back up. You pick right back up where you start off. All of them do.
Yeah.
Right where you were supposed to have been doing.
That could be a true love says possible to Vince. We talked about that. Vince could have got married young and didn't really get it all out, right? And this could be that. But it's unfortunate that this is on national TV. That's unfortunate. Tiny Closet says, I believe Bellow was exaggerating on the eating out situation. He sounded like he was saying if he goes to dinner 3 days a week, what the cost would be, and he know damn well he ain't paying no bills. Yeah, I thought the paying the bills was wild. But I mean, hey, We all know that whatever Dominique's lifestyle was, he didn't have it. And he knew it, and trying to go back and say the stuff about her and the child was lame. But hopefully everybody learns from this and finds love. They had a very good looking cast, and I think if they want it, they can find it. The same for you. We love you guys for watching, of course, on a Friday night. And you guys, please like this before you leave. Remember to watch Relationship Goals. We're going to break down that movie next Friday. And we'll be giving you reminders throughout the week. Of course, we'll be back on Wednesday with Dating Diaries. And I'm going to take that to try to talk about some of the things that real relationships go through. Maybe that's something we need to talk about on Dating Diaries. Just, real relationships, like what are they going through? Because so many people are so hesitant to get in a relationship that you've never been in a real one.
It's just the responsibility. Like you could want something, but not be responsible enough to have it.
Facts. That's good. That's good.
You could say, a pet, and you'd be like, are you going to walk it? Or are you going to? So we could desire a relationship, but you have to really ask yourself, are you going in it? Are you going to be present? Are you responsible enough? Are you going to be accountable enough to be in? That's a real thing.
Are you ready to serve? Are you ready to forgive? Are you ready to be the bigger person? Are you ready to look away when the other person is being petty? Are you willing to do all of those things? Because that's what it takes to be in a real relationship.
Are you willing to work with me if you're on your cycle? Can we still do something? All these things we're going to talk about.
Are you willing to get, what I do want to say, as men are preparing for Valentine's Day, this is real though, because I did a show yesterday called The Pulse on Fox, and they were talking about Valentine's Day. And I said, you know what? I believe for men, because men, it's a conspiracy against, it's a commercialism. Look, if you care about somebody, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do something to make that woman smile. And if you do something to make her smile, then she may work with you, Mo. She may.
No, I'm not referring to that. Maybe something with the hands and anyway. But you know why men feel like that? Because they don't get the same thing, or they haven't, and not the same thing, but it's not reciprocated on that. So we don't feel like it's our day. We just feel like it's her day, because it's more about, men would be more. So that's why Detroit, speaking of Detroit, came up with Sweetie's Day, so men can have their day.
Well, I think let's just look at it like, if you are in a relationship, or if you are looking to be in one this Valentine's Day, won't you take a chance? Take a chance and do something different. Send a little love note to somebody if you're into it. Like, do something. I think that putting intention and thought into something is definitely the most important thing. I definitely treat my man on, when it's my man, not when it's not, but when it's my man, I trick off all day. I like to trick off on him.
I'm not about to do the same.
Yeah, I do. I like to trick off on my honey bunny, because he tricks off on me, and I like that. You want him to be spoiled. Trick off.
I don't like that.
I like it. I don't mind it. I'll trick off on him. All right. We love you guys for watching. Y'all have a good weekend, and we will be back. I'll be back with the reprint on Monday at 9. Yes, Christal tricks off on Gumboss. And I do want to say prayers to Little John's family. Man, I'm heartbroken over hearing that his son, that we had literally just talked to a few months ago, was found no longer deceased. So you all please send prayers to his family. Please send prayers to him and I don't know if it's his wife or the son's mother, but their entire family. The young man was a DJ and an engineer, and following in his father's footsteps, and so bright, 27 years old. So tragic. So please send prayers, send some good energy to that family. And we love you guys again for watching. I'll see you back here on Monday at 12 noon for the reprint. And then, of course, on Wednesday for the reprint again, and then Dating Diaries. All right, you guys be good. Bye.